Hey guys, Dr. Boshin here with a video that I think will ruffle some feathers, but hopefully will provide some insight for families with young children. And that is stop kissing babies, 3 reasons why, coming up. Everyone, let's dive right in. My top 3 reasons on why you should not be kissing babies that are not yours. Reason number 1, and this is a big one, and this is severe life-altering communicable diseases. So, for example, the one we're concerned with the most is herpes simplex 1, and that is basically what people consider cold sores or fever blisters. Cold sores and fever blisters are kind of a nice watered down way of saying you have herpes. If you've ever had cold sores or fever blisters, sorry to break it to you, but you do have herpes simplex 1. This is a disease that you will carry with you your entire life. And what a lot of people don't know is that most of the time this disease is contracted by people under the age of 5 by a family member. And that is exactly why I'm making this video. Most of the time when we get herpes, it's from a family member that kissed us when we were under 5 years old. If any of you have had children that have had or that have contracted herpes simplex 1, the primary herpetic lesion is absolutely awful, traumatizing for young babies or young children. A primary herpetic lesion is basically 100 fever blisters all over your face, in your mouth, your tongue, all over the mucosa, the cheeks, the chin, everywhere. It is extremely painful. It can cause lifelong issues if the baby or child goes a long time without eating because they simply refuse to eat, because it hurts so much that they can't open their mouth without extreme pain. And it's really something that can easily be avoided by just making sure people don't kiss your baby. Even, you know, if your mother, this is a big one, if your mother, grandmother, whoever, aunt, uncle, whoever has fever blisters or ever has, it's honestly just best if they avoid kissing your baby. There's other ways to show affection, and this can really cause a lot of serious issues. And then you've basically given this child now a life-altering disease that they're going to have to deal with, you know, for the rest of their life. And anyone who's ever had fever blisters know they show up at the best times, and that's typically before prom, graduation pictures, big job interview, wedding day. So please just don't. Another one is diphtheria, pertussis, or whooping cough. This can be deadly to unvaccinated babies or toddlers, and sometimes people choose not to vaccinate their babies or toddlers, and that's not what I'm getting into here. But sometimes people can't vaccinate their babies or toddlers because of other immune issues that those children may have. And you may not know that, you know, seeing someone just out and about or at a family Christmas party or something. That may not be something that they want to share with you or tell you, but most adults aren't up to date on their Tdap boosters, which protects against diphtheria and pertussis, and giving one of those diseases to a very young child can be deadly and, again, life-altering for them. Another big reason, and this is all still in reason number 1, but I really want to harp on this stuff. Anyone with children can tell you that they are a petri dish of diseases. Hand, foot, mouth, RSV, all the flus, every flu there is, you know, which is natural. They're building immunity to these things. These are things that they go through. But what the problem is that you may not be immune to these things. Elderly folks that are immune compromised, with severe diabetes or diabetes type 2, or anyone undergoing chemo or cancer treatments, these diseases, which seem normal for children to have, can be deadly to elderly. They can be deadly to folks undergoing cancer and chemo. Trust me, people undergoing chemo have a lot of other issues that they're dealing with, and it's really just best if we don't add anything to their plate. So kindly asking them not to kiss your baby or to stay away is actually doing more for their safety than anything else. And that's my reason number 1. Reason number 2 is going to be oral environment diseases. Obviously, you know, herpetic lesions go under this, but I'm talking more about gum disease and Streptococcus mutans, or what causes cavities. Severe gum disease is caused by certain types and strains of bacteria that are a little bit more aggressive than others. And these strains of bacteria are absolutely transmitted between humans. So if you have been struggling with aggressive forms of periodontal disease, or if you've ever been told you have periodontal disease, simple act of mouth kissing a baby or a toddler is going to inoculate them with that bacteria. And now you've basically exposed them to something that they may have not needed to ever been exposed to in their life. And it may be something that they will now have to struggle with. Same thing goes for cavities. At some point in time, all babies, all children, all humans are going to be exposed to Streptococcus mutans. It's just a part of our oral environment at this point. But if you're someone that has a lot of cavities or a lot of tooth decay, stuff like that, that you've been battling, and you kiss a baby, you're basically giving them a massive dose of this bacteria and a lot of colony forming units, and you're going to start them off on a really tough path that's going to be hard for these kids to get off of if we're just immediately inoculating them with high percentages of this type of bacteria. So again, if you need to be cognizant of these things. If these are issues that you have or you're undergoing, please do not be kissing babies, especially on the mouth. And then my final reason is, and this one's actually, a lot of people don't realize that this can occur, but I've seen this. I've had patients that have talked about this with me before, and that is allergies, allergens. Think about it. When do you typically see babies, toddlers, that's at family parties, family gatherings, Christmas parties, and what's at a Christmas party typically? There's always a shrimp cocktail there, right? You wouldn't believe how many patients I've actually had come to me and tell me that their baby, they found out their baby was allergic to shellfish because someone at the Christmas party literally just ate a shrimp and then turned around and kissed their child when they walked in the door. Boom, their child gets a massive reaction. Sometimes an anaphylactic response ruins the entire Christmas party for everybody, and again, can cause serious issues with that baby, and obviously a very, very expensive hospital trip that nobody wanted to take that day. This can be true also with dairy, nuts, anything like that. There's always peanuts. There's always some sort of nut at a Christmas party or a holiday party. And if you're snacking on those all day long and you turn around and kiss a baby that may be allergic to those things, you've absolutely just exposed them to those specific allergens that are going to cause issues. And so you don't know, again, and the parents may not know either. So it's always just best to not. I know this is going to upset a lot of people, and I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this and a lot of pushback, but honestly, that's why I'm making this video, is because people don't know and they don't understand these things. And if we could cut out, I'm just throwing numbers out there, 60% of all the people that have herpes simplex 1 by just simply not kissing babies and not giving it to them, then, why not? That's fantastic. If we can, if we can save a few people that are elderly or immune compromised from getting a disease from a baby, simply by just telling them, hey, please don't kiss my baby. I don't think it's appropriate. It's just for everyone's safety. And to moms and dads out there, feel free. Do not be afraid to tell people to not kiss your baby. 100%. You're doing what's best for everybody in the room, and you may be avoiding a serious issue. So that's going to wrap up my video on my 3 reasons on why we need to stop kissing babies. If you know anybody who has recently had a baby, or maybe if you've had a baby, please share this around. Show it to your family. They may or may not approve, but it's definitely something that needs to be heard and needs to be shared so that we can kind of get this message out, because this is a bigger issue and topic that we're seeing as these communicable diseases are gaining steam everywhere across the country. So thank you so much, and hope to see you back for the next video.